everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Catherine Smith and I am so excited to have you guys here with me. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into this video with me. I'm excited though because today is day 20 of my 29 days of soulfulness journey that I'm doing with you guys. Um, 29 days of soulfulness is just something that I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to give myself like a birthday treat. And it's kind of like a pre-launch of like my t-shirt line and kind of giving you guys an overview of what Soulfully Yours really mean. And it's just me giving you guys transparency and honesty of me, Catherine. And like I said, I'm just so excited. I'll be 29 in about a weekend, 3-4 days or something like that. Um, my birthday is on the 3rd of April, and I'm just so excited to have you guys on this journey with me. And like I said before, thank you so much for tuning in with me. But today is day 20, and I'm excited about the topic that we're talking about today. It's day 20, and we're going to be talking about celibacy. And I'm just so excited because it's something that's not talked about a lot. It's something that is not talked about a lot, and it's something that's not praised a lot because for some it's tough. But so for me, I am celibate. I've been celibate for a while now. For what is this? 2017, 2013. Yeah. So this is going on. This is my 4th year that I've been celibate, and I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I chose to be celibate because I was so broken and I knew that I was giving myself away for all the wrong reasons. Um, I was trying to fill voids. I was trying to find love in all the wrong places. I was just being so detrimental to myself. I was being so detrimental to my soul. And I didn't understand then, like I do now, that, once you have that sexual relationship with the person, it's like you guys are tied for life or something like that. And I understand now why they say that, it's best to save yourself until you get married. And I just got to a point to where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was tired of giving myself away to guys or giving myself away to a guy and nothing happened. Like, it wasn't what I expected. And you don't have a clear conscience. You don't really get to know a person. It's like you fall in love with being you fall in love with lust with a person instead of actually falling in love with that person's soul and their spirit and getting to know who they are as a person. So for me, it was something that I really wanted. Celibacy, it wasn't hard for me, I'm going to be honest with you, because when I was a teenager, me and my cousins, we thought it was fun to actually say, well, we're going to see who can go the longest without having sex. So we were like a year plus going without having sex. And so for me, it wasn't a big deal because, like I said, me and my cousins, not knowing or understanding the depth of what it was we were doing or the true meaning of what it was we were doing. We used to do it when we were younger, but I chose to do it because I no longer wanted to give myself anyway. I know it's crazy because I have a son, and to hear me say that I'm celibate now and and then you have all your judgment of people come in and they say, well, you got a son. You celibate because y'all ain't together no. No. I'm celibate because I chose to be celibate. I got to a place where I really wanted to clean myself up. I really wanted to get me together. I really wanted to get in a place where I could have a clear mind and I can actually get to know a person's soul and not their flesh and what they can do for my flesh. I needed to know what they can do for my mind and my soul and my spirit. I needed to know what it is. That's what I want to know. So for me, celibacy is the most amazing thing that I've ever done. I don't want to give myself away until I get married. I just don't. I don't even, when I get ready to court, I don't even want us to touch, really. I know that sounds so weird, but I don't even want us to like kiss or anything Because it's something. It's so easy to fall in love with the person because of lust. Lust will leave you so empty. When you're lusting after a person, you're not trying to get to know who they are, what their makeup is. You're not trying to get to know them because of that. You're trying to get to know how they can make you feel in the bed, how they can make you shake, and that's what you're trying to get to know. So for me, celibacy is the most amazing thing ever. I truly wish everybody could do it and hold themselves until they get married. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I first decided to be celibate, it was I failed. I did. I'm gonna be honest with you. I failed. But I kept praying and I kept asking God. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do because I'm soulfully yours. Like, I'm soulfully yours, but this is something that I need to help you with. And I got to a point, or we got to a point, and I got to a point in my walk with God to where I no longer desired to please my flesh. I remember praying and fasting and crying out to God and asking Him to help me with it, because it's something that's very tough for most people to say that I'm not going to have sex until I get married, because you don't know when you're going to get married. So you don't know how long you're sitting here and you're going to be celibate. It's like the unknown. And it's, I'm going to be honest with you. It's easy, but it's hard at the same time, because you have to be very careful about what it is you allow in your soul, especially with you being celibate, and especially if you're saying that you're holding yourself until you get married. You have to be careful about what it is you're listening to and what it is you're watching. Like for me, I can't watch everything on TV. I can't look at everything on Facebook, because those are seeds that you're planting in your soul, and they're going to have you going crazy in your mind, thinking about stuff and fantasizing about stuff. So you have to just be very careful about what it is that you're doing, and who you're talking to and what it is that you guys are talking about. But I wouldn't change it at all. For me, who wouldn't want warm thighs in their bed? Like, I get to a point, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to front like I'm just, oh no, I don't want to have sex, or no, I'm human, and it's times where I want to have warm thighs in my bed, and I'm gonna be honest with you. At times that's what I want. But I remember laying in my bed one night, and I was just sitting there, and I was just all bundled up in my covers because I wanted somebody in the bed with me. I wanted a man in the bed with me. And I remember laying in the bed, and I remember praying, and I was like, you know what, God? I am doing this because I want to see the glory, your glory over my life. I am doing this because I need to get myself together. I am doing this because I've learned who I am as a woman. I've learned who I am and who I am in you. So I'm doing this because I want this gift to be given to my husband. And I want him to be the same way. But I'm doing this because I am soulfully yours. I am sold out for you. And I told him, I said, I need you to help me right now, because I am struggling with this. Right now, I want some thighs in my bed. I want a man in my bed. And I need you to help me to kick help me kick my flesh. Because right now it is rising. It is rising like crazy, and I need you to help me. And I remember saying, God, I need you to wrap your arms around me. I need you to wrap your arms around me, because I don't want to put a man in my bed. If anybody, I want you right now. I want you to hold on to me and rock me to sleep like a baby, because I am your daughter. And I need you to just do this for me. And when I said that prayer, I fell asleep instantly. And when I tell you, those are the nights that I get the best sleep ever, because I trust God, and God you have to speak back to it. Like, God sees what it is you're doing. When he sees that, okay, she's being obedient and she's out here being celibate, she's not having sex with anybody, she's not trying to. So I have to honor the fact that she's doing that. He has to honor the fact that that's what you're doing. So in your time of need, you're telling him, God, I need this from you, because I'm honoring the fact that although I made mistakes in the past, I'm honoring the fact that you want me to hold myself until I get married. This is what you want me to do. And I'm honoring the fact that fornication is the biggest sin ever before marriage. I'm trying to honor that, but with me honoring that, I need you to work on my behalf. I need you to at least meet me halfway so that I won't go back and backslide and go back to what it was that I was doing. And every time I get to a place to where I feel as though I'm getting to a place to where I'm pleasing my flesh, or my flesh is trying to rise up, I say that to God. I'm always saying that to God. And like I said, he wraps his arms around me. And some people don't understand that. Some people don't. You may have. I always have to say, well, you should ask God to wrap his arms around you. When you're doing that, it's just you have to get to a place in God to where you're trusting him and you're laying your cares and your worries. You're laying them at his feet. Because that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to lay it at his feet. He wants you to cast your cares and your worries on him so that he can take care of it for you, so that you won't be going around worrying and going crazy, pulling your hair out. And, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my little notes that I have right here. But um, I'm going to say, I being alone. I feel like I'm alone, but I'm never lonely. I get to a place at times where I'm like, man, I'm alone, but I'm never lonely. Like, I've learned to love my quiet space. I've learned to love the fact that it's just me. I've learned to love. Being celibate helps you in so many ways, because it helps you to have a clear mind, a sound mind, and it helps you to deal with you, and it helps you to learn how to get your flesh in check. For me, it has. It's helped me to learn to get my flesh in check. I can be somewhere and it helps you to learn your triggers. It helps you to learn, okay, well, that's a boundary that we have to have. That's I have to go because my flesh is rising. It also helps you know that this is something that I'm truly chasing after, and this is something that I really desire, that I've been doing, and I'm not gonna let anybody deter me away from it. Like, nobody, like, at all. Like, I stand on my celibacy, and I'm standing on it until I get married. So I if I feel as though, if I'm in a situation to where I am, how can I say this? If I'm in a situation to where I feel as though it's going to be jeopardizing everything that I worked for, if I feel as though it's going to be jeopardizing the fact that I am celibate and I plan on being that way until I get married, I have to excuse myself. I have to say, you know what? I gotta go. And that's what I'm talking about. It helps you with having a sound mind, because you have more of a clear mind, and you're able to see beyond a person's flesh. You're able to see beyond a person's flesh. And with me being celibate, there's things that I had to learn. Like, if I was to go out with the guy, I've learned that that's something that has to be said up front, that I am a celibate woman, because men are hunters. They hunt. Um, and you have to let them know, I'm celibate, and I plan to be celibate until I get married, because for me, I feel as though that cuts a whole lot of misunderstanding, and that cuts right to the chase. with you letting them know up front that you are celibate. Hey, I'm so and so. Well, can I have your number? Well, sure, but before you do that, I have to let you know that I am celibate and I plan to be celibate until I get married. No, I'm not trying to experiment with you. No, I'm not trying to push you into being celibate or anything like that. And it's something that I had to learn as well, to tell up front that I was celibate, because you never want to. I always used to think that it'll be like you're really wanting to have sex with that person, but I had to learn that, you men are the nature of a man. Men are hunters. They are hunters, so it's like they're out hunting. And when you're being upfront, telling them that you're celibate, it's like, if that's something that you're hunting for, I'm letting you know right now that that's something that I'm not offering. It's not up for discussion. It's not up for a debate. That's just plain, flat out, I'm not offering it. So it's either you can go your way or you can respect the fact that I'm doing this, and don't try to put me in a position that is going to compromise me being celibate or continuing to be celibate. Um, and like I said, it's something that I'm not trying to practice with you, or it's something that I'm not trying to experiment with you. And for me, I'll give you guys an example. It's like the most disgusting thing ever, but um, I don't give my number out. I really don't give my number out. But this one particular guy, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll go out with you. So, but when I was writing my number down, I'm like, Catherine, what in the world? Why are you giving this guy your number? No, 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 no. So we talked on the phone a little bit, and we end up going to the movies. I want to say a couple of days later, but me not telling him because he was hunting. He was hunting, and I didn't know it. He was hunting, and by me not being upfront and being honest with him, he was hunting to see if I was going to give him what it was he was looking for. And I wasn't, to where when we left the movies and, we came back, don't you know how you give somebody kind of like a side hug? And I just so happened to look down, and he was, yeah, it's gross. He was kind of standing at attention, and right then in that moment, I got a slap in the face from God, because first of all, he told me, "Why are you going out and doing what I didn't tell you to do? I didn't tell you to go out with that guy. No, you were going out because you were trying to please your flesh. You were trying to step ahead of me. So now I'm going to show you what happens when you step ahead of me. By you trying to step ahead of me, you're not going to get what I have for you. You're going to awaken what it is you want. And you're going to put yourself into a position to where you're jeopardizing everything that you worked for." And I said, okay. And, everything is a learning lesson. So my celibacy, it was a learning lesson. There's certain things you have to tell people, like, I am who I am, and this is what I choose to do. And I just remember telling that guy, well, after we left, he called, and I was like, well, I need to tell you something, because I should have been told you this. But I'm celibate, and I've been celibate for quite some time now, and I am not looking to have sex. I'm not looking to jeopardize what it is that I'm doing, and I'm actually gonna be this way until I get married. And his response was, I don't know, some guys, you guys are a little special. But his response was, oh well, I could just go out with another girl, and we can have sex, and we still could be together. And I was like, no, that's not gonna work, baby. That's not gonna work. Let's just go ahead and call bygones. Let bygones be bygones. You go your way, I go my way. But that for me was a learning lesson. That for me was a learning lesson to let you know that up front, we as women, we have to make it be known what it is we are willing to offer. We have to let it be known up front, because if not, you guys will be playing like a guessing game. It'll be like one of them teeter totters, I think that's what it's called. The one that go up and down. It'll be something like that, to where it's kind of like a maze. Okay, well, let me put my hand right here, and see. No, don't play with it. Do not play with your celibacy walk. If that's something that you're standing strong on, don't do it. Don't jeopardize it. Don't put yourself in a position to where you are going to jeopardize it, because it's not worth it in the long run. It's not. It's not. You're going to give all that up just for some 5 second, 5 minute whammy. For what? When God has so much more for you, to where you're going to be trying to fill that void. For when the right one come, but when the right one come, you're not going to be trying to fill a void. And so your celibacy is the most important thing, because we as women, we have to recognize that we are a precious jewel. You are a precious jewel. And when you give yourself away like that, it's more detrimental to your soul and your spirit than it is that man, because of the makeup of a woman, how we're made up. And like I said, it's all a learning process. I had to learn that that's something that I have to say up front. I have to let you know up front. And like I said, when I tried to move ahead of God, he slapped me right in the face. He whooped me. And just like a dad would his daughter, he let me know. I didn't tell you to make that move. I did not tell you to make that move. I did not tell you to go out with that guy. So just because you went out with that guy, he just basically showed you what it is that you were trying to, what it is, what was going to come of it. And I said, okay, God, I repent. I apologize about that. I just ask that you give me the strength to hold on longer, and to give me the strength and the knowledge to get this, what it is that I was trying to do, get it off of me. And I mean, it's just, it's like I said, it's the most amazing thing being celibate, and it's at times the most worst thing, because you're like, you know what? I don't know if I can do this any longer. But you have to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're doing it for a greater cause and for a greater purpose. And even when it's time for God to send you that person, by you being celibate, and by you having that clear mind, you could see past that person's flesh, and you could see that person for who they are. You could look into their soul. You could look into their spirit to learn who they truly are, versus learning what their flesh is and what their flesh can do to you and how they look on the outside. You want to know how that person operates on the inside, because they're going to be a reflection of you. You attract to you what's on your inside. So make sure that it's good things that's on your, make sure it's good seeds that's in there. Make sure it's not you chasing after something because you want a 5 minute fix. Yeah. Um and you know, I remember watching a conference by Juanita Bynum, and you know, she said something that just really blessed my soul, and something that at times I thought I was wrong about. She basically was saying that, you know, she don't want to talk to a married person, or she don't want to talk to somebody that have thighs in her. She want to talk to some other single women that's out there, and I understood that, because, you know, yes, I want to talk to married women, you know, so that I can get, you know, God, like sound wisdom, godly, you know, wisdom on what a marriage should be. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want no advice from you, because you married. You gonna say, keep holding on, baby. Just hold on. Hold on a little longer. God, he gonna show up. But you got thighs in your bed. What, how you gonna tell me to hold on? But it's just, like I said, you know, you guys, celibacy is something that I pray that you strive for. It can be done. It's not something that you have to want it. You have to want it. You can't just say, you know what, I'm going to do it today. I'm just going to be celibate. You have to want it. And by me saying you have to want it, you have to want it on the inside. And it has to be with a why I want it. What is my purpose of wanting to be celibate? Because if you don't identify those things, you're not gonna you're gonna fall short. I'm gonna be so honest with you, because I did it when I first started. I did it. I fell short because I didn't know why I was doing it and what was my purpose of doing it. So if you figure out, if you get to a point to where you're knowing what your purpose is behind you being celibate and why you're being celibate, it's going to be a breeze, and you're going to be okay with it, and you're going to know how to approach those obstacles that comes towards you when you're getting to the point to where you feel like you're alone and you're feeling like you want somebody in your bed. You know what it is that you need to do, and you know the steps that you need to take. Okay, if I want these thighs, let me go get my Bible, or let me pray and ask God to help me with this desire right now. Help me to die to my flesh. So you guys, I'm not going to prolong you any longer, but that is day 20 of my 29 days of soulfulness journey, and it was just all about celibacy, keeping yourself until you're married, and what I do to be celibate, and how I got to go into 4 years of celibacy, and just the certain things that I've done and the steps that I've taken. Like I said, it was something that I really wanted. I identified my why, and I identified my purpose with it. What reward am I going to get behind being celibate? I'll have a clear mind. My son not gonna see men coming in and out, because if he see that, that's what he's gonna do when he gets older. He's not gonna see men coming in and out. So yeah, I just pray that this blesses you, and I pray that it pushes you into your celibacy, and under to get to a point to where you know your purpose behind being celibate, and you know why you're celibate. Um, Not to do it because it sounds like it's a cool thing to do, but to do it because it's a greater purpose behind it. But before you guys go ahead and click off this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And if you feel as though this was of intimate to you, go ahead and share it with your friends and your loved ones. My name's Catherine, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.